All right, I know these events can be a bit stiff, so let's just loosen up the room, you know. Just by the way, I know 2 minutes is a lot for each candidate because we have a lot of candidates, but afterwards, we have tea and coffee for everyone to mingle and ask direct questions. So, you know, please stick around. You get your questions answered that way. All right, just to get to know the room a little bit more and the crowd can play along, who here was raised in the Manawatu? Raise your hand. Yep. Who here was raised in other parts of New Zealand? We're a small country, New Zealand. That's good. Who here was raised overseas? Okay, very nice, very nice. Okay, what was my next question? Well, okay, right. So mainly for the candidates, but also for other people, who here has ran for government, local or national before? Yeah, okay. Who here has been a staff member of some sort of government department before? Yes, okay. Who here is a newbie, complete newbie? All right, nice. I see some people in the crowd who raised their arms as well. That's true, that's true, that's true. All right, I'm just gonna get the crowd going and then we're gonna get started, all right? Okay, all right. Who here is ready for elections? Woo! Wow, we really need to give you guys some coffee, all right. Okay, who here cares about the community? Woo! Okay, who wants to have a date with me on Friday night? Woo! Okay, I thought I'd try that one. Okay, that's all right, that's all right. Okay, let's just kick it off then. Get off the stage, Justin. All right, let's just start with our regional candidates. Okay, I don't know. Jono, maybe you want to kick us off? Yep, our time. All right, everyone give your hand to your candidates.
Tuatahi he mihi ki te rangatane i te iwi, tēnā koutou, i te whānau o Te Pū Harakeke, tēnā koutou katoa, ko Jono Naylor tōku ingoa. I thought I should at least start that way, seeing as we're in Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori. So thank you for having me here today. They say never start with an apology, but in case my 2 minutes runs out, if you see me run out, it's because I'm also due up in Waiouru this morning, where it's apparently -4 degrees, to have a meeting with the Wanganui Māori collective. Anyway, so people often say to me, Jono, why are you still doing all this? Why do you keep coming back? And it's a great question. And I want to tell you a little story, and it's about my grandson who turned 8 last year. And I've always thought of myself as a next generational person, but when I was speaking to him one day and I was thinking about the thoughts that were going through his mind, I made a connection with my own 8-year-old self and realised that didn't seem that long ago. I know it's actually a really long time ago, but it didn't seem that long ago. And for the first time ever, I could see his grandchildren. And I started to think about my grandchildren's grandchildren in a way that I'd never done before. And what I've realised is that a lot of the work that we do at Horizons is dealing with the stuff that's happened because of the decisions of previous generations. And I'm determined to make sure that my grandchildren's grandchildren will thank me and not be grumpy with me. And so when it comes to things like that at Horizons, we've got to make sure that if you want to keep farming, by all means keep farming, but do it in a way that my grandchildren's grandchildren can do it that way too. If you want to grow our economy, by all means grow our economy, but do it in a way that my grandchildren's grandchildren will be able to do that too. So that's why I keep doing it. In particular though, over the next few years, there's a big focus for me, and it's to break down what I call the false dichotomies. We always talk about its farm versus iwi. We talk about its economy versus environment. We talk about town versus country. Well, the bottom line is most of our iwi are farmers and they want farming to be prosperous because it helps their well-being as well. A lot of our farms are actually, a lot of the most profitable farms that we have are the most sustainable ones. So let's break down those barriers, let's work collectively, and let's make sure that we do it in a way that our grandchildren's grandchildren will thank us. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Emma Gregg, and I'm also standing for Horizon Regional Council. First time standing for local elections. I do have quite good experience on national non-governmental organisations. So I'm on something called FMC, so we advocate for backcountry recreation access, essentially. So we're all about the backcountry. I have been in Palmerston North for a couple of decades now. Like many, I turned up to go to Massey University and never left, so made this my home instead. My husband and I, we've got 4 children, 4 girls, which is fantastic. We have spent 21 years, just finished 21 years at the same primary school down the road, so pretty involved in our community, lots of PTAs, those sorts of things, getting involved with the kids. We actually made the choice early on for one of us to stay home with the children. So I spent 16 years nurturing those relationships with the children and getting involved in their community. Another group that I'm involved in is a Greater Wellington Backcountry Network. So we have management agreements for all the huts and tracks in the Tararua and Arangi Forest Parks. I spend a lot of time out there. I do a lot of volunteer pest control work, and I used to work up in Turitea water catchment, which is a jewel that not many of us actually realise that we have. It is so beautiful up there, and we're very lucky to have that biodiversity so close to our city. I am really passionate about advocating for the things that matter. Horizons is about sustainable use of our environmental resources, and like Jono said, being able to use those resources now and in the future. And in order to do that, we need to be sustainable and use them well. Was that my time already? 10 seconds. Okay, so I'm very passionate, I'm very community minded, I want to get out there and work hard and talk to people in the community, learn what their concerns are, and vote Emma Gregg for Horizons. Thank you.
My farm rates have increased 24% in the last 2 years, and my commercial property rates have increased 30% in the last 2 years. These rate increases just aren't sustainable. Kia ora, I'm Peter Wells, and I want to use my business and commercial skills to make Horizons rates affordable again. I live on my family farm in Longburn, and I have business experience in logistics, marketing and commercial property. I've led the team that has built the Arapuki Mountain Bike Park, raising $2 million in the process and contributing $5 million back to the economy per annum. I chair the LMS Liaison Committee, which oversees Palmerston North's 500-year flood protection. Horizons does a lot of great work in our region, with its biodiversity work and flood protection work, for example, but I worry about its efficiency. We need a range of councillors to represent us. I won't propose a wetland, but I will support one. I will use my business and community experience to focus on Horizons efficiency so it can continue to enhance the environment for future generations to come. Kia ora, thank you, Peter Wells.
Can I have the extra minute?
I was told a minute.
So was I. Kia ora, I'm Fiona Gordon. I'm running for Horizons Regional Council in the Palmerston North constituency. Thanks for having us this morning. It's much appreciated. Look, I'm results focused on a healthy environment and resilient communities. Over 2 council terms, I've championed on your behalf changes and improvements for biodiversity, pest management, climate action, community partnerships, and some internal better systems based around efficiencies. With your vote and my background in resource management and business, I will try and continue to press for tangible outcomes like this. I work hard, I listen, and I do speak up on the important stuff. A key challenge ahead, as we all know, will be affordability. For me, an important thing in terms of that is protecting the investment that this community has already made. So as a community, you've made significant and important investments in all of the areas I just mentioned. We need to protect that investment, but we all know there is also more to do. Managing our resources is not a one-off exercise, tick-the-box kind of exercise. The challenges we face are always changing. For me, it's not just about what we do, it's about how we do it. High on my list, looking into the future, will be bolstering partnerships, working with and harnessing the power of this community is going to be key in determining what we can achieve from here. My approach is about being accountable and transparent. It's a commitment to continuous improvement and value for money outcomes. And I will bring a hefty focus to empowering this community to help you be the difference that you wish to see. Thank you. I look forward to a cup of tea with you afterwards.
I think, is that all our regional? I know, one more.
Kia ora, good morning everyone. I'm Munu Karki. So I'm standing for Horizon Council this year. So I live in Palmy for more than a decade. So I call Palmerston North home very much. So I grew my family here. I grew my passion here. And I found my passion, I found my sustainability, and I stand for a healthy environment. So that touched my heart. And I know firsthand it's very important to going together, stand together, and we can make all success. So that's my plan for this year. So I want to lift every and each voice and connect the community and sustainability and all the healthy environment. And Horizon is the one of the important things. All our previous candidates, they already make beautiful. So I want to make more beautiful. I have a vision, I have a reason. That's why I'm standing for Horizon. Please vote for Munu Karki. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for providing me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thanks, Munu. Thank you, regional council candidates. Right, we're just going to rip straight into city council candidates, and we have this from Leonie, who is an apology today.
Hi, I'm Leonie Hapeta, and I'd like to be re-elected for this year's council. I've been on council for 12 years. I stand for business, I stand for community, and I stand for sport. My platform is supporting business. I have been in business for 20 years, and I've had some ups and downs. My downs have been in business, but like in council, we've had some ups and downs as well, and some of those projects have been not so good, like Featherston Street, but the ups, the good projects have been like on. We've had some really good wins with the arena, where we've had some really good projects that have gone really well, and we've got really good economic development from them, with lots of people coming to town because of what we've done with arena. I really support community in terms of, I've been on the Maniwais Manawatu board for over 12 years, and I've really supported that volunteer board, and I supported the organisation. It looks after people that are looking for financial freedom, and really supported that. I've also supported sporting codes across the community in many different ways, from advocating for them, but also supporting them from taking my kids to different events. So vote for Leonie Hapeta, give me a go, give me a 1 or 2 vote, and I'd really appreciate that. Thanks a lot, bye.
Right, so City Council, Vaughan, I think we're going to start from the back row. Could the whole back row come and line yourselves up here, because we do need to keep punching through this relatively rapidly, so that would be appreciated. Thank you. They just want to line yourselves up there. Thank you.
Thank you. Tēnā koutou katoa. Good morning. My name is Vaughan Dennison, and this is my 9th campaign for council. I've been fortunate to serve the city for the last 24 years, working hard for you and your family and our city's future. Today, councils face many challenges: rising costs, limited funding, and complex water reforms, just to name a few. And I believe that requires strong practical leadership and effective collaboration. And I feel that my network and skills and experiences will add a lot to this council. Serving you has always been a privilege, and this term I've chaired strategy and finance and kept focus on core infrastructure as far as investments and our recreation and sport initiatives, which provide for our active community. And I've brought a financial prudence to our decision-making table. I still hold a very clear vision for our future of a safe, connected and future-focused Palmerston North. And I've worked in the community sector professionally over a number of years,
A decade ago, I was the operations manager for YMCA Palmerston North, which is part of the largest youth and community organisation on the planet, providing programs for youth and young adults and for little preschool children with active play. Currently, professionally, I work with my wife Rafaela with Homes for People, providing houses for first home buyers and also those downsizing out of their family homes for 1 and 2 bedroom units. We also provide transitional housing for those that don't have permanent rentals in the transitional housing support services. So each day I mix with city leaders, but also go home to people that don't even leave our complex for the day because of different limitations with resource and anxiety and the like. So I'd love it if you'd consider voting Vaughan Dennison as your number 1 choice. Thank you. Ngā mihi.
Kia ora koutou, he mihi mahana ki a koutou I tēnei ata. Ko Bonnie Kuruaho, and I'm running for Te Pū Māori ward. I'll give you a quick brief about me. I thought it was a minute so I can squish in some more. I was raised in state housing with a single mother and also by my grandparents. My grandfather was a doctor, a microbiologist. My nana was a nurse, brought up heavily in the Māori Catholic community, so have a real strong value system in social responsibility. I went straight from school into rest homes, Enable New Zealand, and then into Māori mental health. I studied in health science, majoring in rehabilitation, then went on to do a Bachelor of Social Work. After that, I managed a social service agency, and I figured out that it's actually very, very hard to find funding and to keep people employed, and it sort of moved away from what I wanted to do, which was to work with people. So I decided I needed money to help people, so I went into real estate, did well there, and then I have pivoted back. So I returned back to my people, so I went to work for a council as a strategic advisor for mana whenua, and also with the Ag Emissions Centre, I was contracting there, reducing emissions. So I went to do my masters, completed that in reducing barriers for ACC sensitive claimants. I'm a mother of 7. I have a really strong passion for people. I love people, and I'm an absolute advocate for the underdog. So yeah, that's me. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou. Oh, and I did say I was a mother of 7. I'm a mother of lots of children, and I'm a 1 mokopuna. Heavily involved in the kura kaupapa community and sporting community. So ngā mihi nui.
Good morning, my name's Mark Gunning. I'm standing for the council for the first time. Haven't been involved in any politics before this. I have spent a life in Palmerston North in the property world, as a valuer, real estate agent, and then running a property company. I think Palmerston North's a great community. I think I can represent Palmerston North well in some of the things we need. We have some challenges, as Vaughan's well said, but we also have some great things about Palmerston North too that I think we can keep building on. I have a bit of a point of difference as my property experience in the property world. I think the council has got some decisions around property moving forward that are going to take a wee bit of lateral thinking and perhaps a change of historically the way of looking at things to move forward with them. In regards to me, I did my last year at school here, went to Massey. So my wife and I have raised 4 boys. We've got 6 grandchildren in Palmerston North. And like Jono, I'm very keen that decisions we make are for the future, for my kids, grandkids and their grandkids. It's so important. Obviously we don't get to see what it is, but hey, we just hope it's good what we do. So that's me. I have been involved in community things for most of my adult time in Palmerston North. I'm still on a charitable trust that organises governments for a lot of organisations to run events. And yeah, look, I love Palmerston North and that's why I'm standing. It's time for me to give back. I have more time available to do that now and I really look forward to it. So if you want to vote for me, fantastic. Mark Gunning. Cheers.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Zakk Rokkanno. I was born right here in Palmerston North, just down the road that way a wee bit. I've lived around the country. I've moved around a bit, spent a bit of time in Auckland, Wellington, Invercargill, and I've been an avid videographer, media filmmaker. You don't see me without one of those things far behind. While I was down in Invercargill, I got the chance to work on Tim Shadbolt's mayoral campaign and made a couple of commercials for him and helped him basically get in, and he stayed there until he melted, the poor guy. He's a brilliant dude. I enjoyed working with him. He was always funny, always humour. So that was probably my first exposure to politics on any level. And I moved back here to Palmerston North and basically just got involved with what was going on around here, and it's my home place. I love the place, and throughout my life I've seen a lot of issues that I feel, why is that happening? Why aren't they sorted? What can we do about it? And the kind of mind I've got is the kind of mind that figures out solutions to problems. I'm thinking, why the hell aren't we doing that? Ratepayer value is a big thing that a lot of people are concerned about, and I personally feel that a big part of that is cost-effective solutions for problems and cost-effective initiatives to make the city better. And basically I feel that we should have more in-house teams to do a lot of the stuff that council do. I've been told that that's uneconomical because we wouldn't have work for them all. But if we got together with a lot of the other councils and shared those teams around, there would be plenty of work, because that would take the profit factor out and enable more ratepayer value. And and looking after things for the community, getting people engaged, providing resources for the community, especially interaction and voices for everybody, all cultures. Thank you very much. A vote for me, Zakk Rokkanno, would help me achieve some of the things I'd like to for the city.
Going to get that middle row. Cam, do you mind coming up? Cam and Karen, just sort of come. If you guys could just keep that pace up, that'd be great.
The stage this time as well, I'm impressed. I'm Cam from the Manawatu Tenants Union. I see a lot of the faces in the audience here that I work with in regards to community space, CAB. I'm also on the board for Te Pū Harakeke as the treasurer, help with Grey Power Manawatu, and also champion our rainbow community for the Manawatu Lesbian and Gay Rights Association. So I am a stern community advocate, community voice, staunch I would say, staunch, power to the people. So I'm committed to continuing to being that staunch community advocate. I'm also someone who understands the true value of every dollar that goes into the community sector and how important it is for the very services that you all use daily. And I just want to make sure that we continue to fund it, fully fund it to the level it needs to be, because there are some members sitting in this room who have actively voted to reduce community funding and community spending, and we need to remember that those are services that you use every day. So keep the community funding. A vote for me will ensure strong community voices at the table, at council, every day. Thank you.
Kia ora, my name's Karen Naylor, and Palmerston North has been a great place for me to live for over 30 years now. We've raised our family here, and we also have 3 beautiful grandchildren now. Just a little bit about me. I've served as a city councillor now for 9 years. Prior to that, I was elected member on the District Health Board. I'm also a nurse, and prior to that, I worked as a union delegate. I had 9 years on the New Zealand Nurses Organisation, and also a bit of time as the Vice President. So my experience in government is significant in terms of the experience I bring to the council table. I'm really keen for our city to continue to be a safe, vibrant and caring place to live with great opportunities for all. And a city where business is supported, the environment is protected and the community thrives. One of my big concerns for the community being able to thrive going forward is about rates affordability. And financial sustainability of council, and I've been really concerned in recent years where our financial plans just haven't been sustainable and have attracted adverse opinion from Audit New Zealand because we simply can't afford to fund everything that's in that plan. There's $2 billion worth of capital programs in that plan, and that's just far too big for our community to be able to afford. It's actually far too big for any bank or funder to even fund, so it's totally unrealistic. So we need to get realistic at the council table and think about what is important to progress now, what things actually need to be on pause, and what things we actually shouldn't progress. And so I have been a strong advocate to look at that and take a more financially responsible approach. Some of the things I've actively pursued in my time is I've advocated for the disability community. I've pursued budget reductions to try and help get back onto that sustainable path. And I've promoted more sustainable models to deliver our social housing. Looks like my time's up, but look forward to talking to you more a bit later. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. It's a real pleasure. My name is Billy Meehan. It's here somewhere. Yeah. My name is Billy Meehan. I'm here with my lovely wife, Kathy. We have 8 children and 20 grandchildren. I think there's 2 more coming. Please don't ask me their date of births. For nearly 30 years, I've been privileged to serve our community through Meehan's Boxing Club here in Palmerston North. As a coach, I know firsthand what the discipline of sport how the discipline of sport can change lives. especially for our at-risk youth, who often just need guidance, structure, and someone who believes in them. Beyond the gym, I work to strengthen the wider boxing community as president of Manawatu Boxing Association, which now supports 9 clubs. I'm also honoured to serve as vice president of Grey Power, giving voice to our older community members and their needs. These roles have taught me the values of listening, working together, and making sure every voice is heard. What drives me is simple: building connections, creating opportunities, and making sure no one is left behind. I believe a strong, vibrant, and connected Palmerston North is possible when we all pull together, and I'm committed to working with our communities to make this happen. I've served in lots of other areas around our city. I championed the gold card extended parking for our elderly so they can stay connected and get around. I believe our rates and debt are getting out of control, and we need to pull all this stuff back into line. So please, I'd appreciate a vote for Billy Meehan. Thank you.
Kia ora everyone, my name is Zulfiqar, and Palmerston North is home for the last 25 years. Somebody said that I was raised in, who was raised in Palmerston North. I was not raised in Palmerston North, but I have raised 3 children in Palmerston North. My eldest one is working as a pharmacist in Palmerston North. The second one is playing cricket in England for the time being, only for this season. He's coming back next season. And the youngest one is still at high school. And somebody asked me why you are standing. About 6 years ago, when my middle son was about to finish high school, I noticed that I'm deeply involved with my community. So I noticed that at least 3 of the community kids, they have registered in Otago and Christchurch and Wellington. So I asked my son, what's wrong with these young boys? Why they are going away from Palmerston North? We have a wonderful university in Palmerston North. We have UCOL, many other facilities. And he said, oh, actually, Dad, these boys are running away from their dads. I said, really? He said, and then I said, what's your program? He said, I'm going to Aussie. So he was joking. He stayed here. He did his BSc from Massey University. He used to work for Spark, but he's playing cricket in England at the moment. Anyway, I want a city where no kid should leave the city for these reasons, that they don't have any opportunities of training or education or exciting opportunities for their careers. So I want Palmerston North, a vibrant city, a city full of opportunities, a city full of community activities, and it's a very welcoming, very welcoming city. Thank you very much. I would like you to vote 1 and 2 for Labour, Zulfiqar and Lorna. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Lew Findlay, and my wife and myself arrived here in the mid-90s, and we both got involved in the community. My wife got involved with the MMC, where she'd been president there for 5 years, and I got involved with other parts of the community. Firstly with Audio Green Disability Information Centre, where I started off disinformation. We left there and started the Palmerston North Street Van, which still goes today. While I was there, we grouped together and we started off what was Shepherd's Rest Trust, which was getting people off the street into accommodation. We ended up with over 75 people living with us there. That was taken over by Legacy Housing and still runs today. Today, I'm very, very involved with Grey Power. I'm the local president. I'm also nationally the treasurer for the Federation, which looks after 72 different associations. But locally here in Palmerston North on Council, I like to do a few things. I don't vote for any party line. I don't vote for any group of any way. I vote for the people of Palmerston North. I listen to what the people say, and I'll vote yes or no what I believe is right for the people of Palmerston North. I don't follow any party line. A couple of big successes I've had that I've been involved with on council is, the first, of course, is age-friendly Palmerston North. And this year, after many years, it's finally been recognised by the World Health Organisation. Palmerston North is now seen as an age-friendly city. And I acknowledge Kerry for the hard work she did there. Also, with Grey Power, many years ago, we started with the gold cart parking. And this year we've managed to get it up to 3 o'clock. But I'll never forget the day we first took it to council. And one councillor stood up and says, "What are these old people with the gold card? They're living high on the hog on the gold card. They don't need free parking." Yes, they do.
Hello everybody, my name is Quintin McGregor. Forgive me for not being in those pamphlets because I was hoping I'd have enough time to get up here and actually talk about those issues. But so I'm not any kind of official, I'm not politically backed. I am just a people, a person, one of yous. I'm a solo father, I've got 7 children, I raised 5 on my own, most of them from babies and toddlers. The reason why I'm standing is I want a better future for them. I remember what it was like growing up in this town. I was born here. I lived in multiple suburbs. First 18 years of my life I lived in the same house with my family and my 4 siblings and my mother. I see the way the town's going, especially with rates and rents, it's terrible. When I first shifted into my house I was only paying $300 a week, now it's $650. I've lived through hardships, I've watched those go through hardships, as I was a volunteer worker at a local food bank for over a year. I advocate for diversity and inclusion as I carry 8 different cultures under my own belt. And I think what we need to be doing is looking to our seniors for their knowledge and wisdom so that we can make the future better for our younger generations. We have a problem in Palmerston North with the youth. They're quite out of hand lately, and with laws and stuff taking rights away from parents, teachers and security guards, police officers and whatnot, it's made it a lot harder. So I'm also an advocate for putting things in place to keep them occupied. We don't have as much as we used to. I remember back in the 80s and 90s we had a lot of youth events and we just don't have that anymore, not as much. With rates and rents, terrible, we need to start bringing in, I think, more events that are going to bring outside revenue into our city. And yeah, vote for me, Quintin McGregor. Cheers.
Kia ora koutou, ko Brent, Barrett, toku ingoa. I'm one of your Green Party candidates for Palmerston North City Council. What that means is that the lens that I bring to questions that are coming to council is what's best for people and planet, and obviously what's best for Palmerston North. I actually see a huge amount of alignment between what's good for the city, what's good for people, and what's good for the planet. I'd like to acknowledge Te Pū Harakeke for hosting us here today. The community services organizations that are umbrellaed under Te Pū Harakeke have a huge role in the community on the front lines of people that are facing poverty, the front lines of people that could only ever dream of actually having the basics. And it's interesting to me that there's been a lot of chatter in this election cycle around back to basics. Te Pū Harakeke is here every day serving people that could only ever dream of even having the basics. And it is so important that we continue to invest in community, to make sure that we're maintaining social cohesion, to make sure that people can live lives in this community with dignity. My focus as a candidate and continuing to serve on City Council, should you vote for me, is to ensure firstly that we're a future-ready city. That's primarily around transport and around housing and ensuring that we have sustainability built into those. Secondly, to make sure that we are an inclusive city where everyone has the chance to live a life with dignity. And thirdly, that it's a city that's affordable for everyone. That doesn't just mean going straight to cuts. That means understanding that public investment can actually create value. Compare the price of tap water to bottled water if you need a reminder of why public investment can deliver for a community. Compare the fact that we've each paid $3 for a free public gym compared to the cost of a gym membership. That tells you that public investment can create value. Secondly, around affordability, I want to ensure that we're actually getting non-rates revenue where it should be. My example there is the airport, an $80 million asset. It returns less than 1%. That means that we're subsidizing that by about $1 to $2 million a year. That's not acceptable. It should be paying commercial rates. Was that my time, sir? Thank you. Vote Brent Barrett.
I'm standing on the stage so you can see me. Tēnā koutou katoa ngā mihi nui kia koutou, ko Rachel Bowen, tōku ingoa. Thank you all for coming today. Thank you Te Pū Harakeke for hosting this event. It's lovely to see you all. As I said, I'm Rachel Bowen. I'm standing for re-election to the General Ward for Palmerston North City Council. My professional background is in training and development. These days, alongside council, I work for a government agency in relationship management. I've raised my 3 children here in Palmerston North, and it's been a huge pleasure and privilege over the last 12 years to help shape our community by being on your city council. For the last 9 years of my time on city council, I've chaired various committees with various names over that time. Arts, culture and heritage, most recently culture and sport. That means over that time I've had a deep connection with the constituent parts of that committee work area: arts, culture, heritage, play, sport, recreation. It's been joyful to me, actually, to be involved deeply in our community through that work, to get to see what happens at grassroots level that impacts on our community and changes people's life. And this election, and it's been alluded to before, but this election actually comes down to a competition of ideas, which is what elections should be. In this case, mostly about a discussion between cost versus value. Are we here to drive cost down as our main, primary, sometimes sole focus? Or are we here to get the best value for our community through every dollar that you contribute as ratepayers? And for me, that's about value, because that's what I see in our community. That's what I see in the groups that you represent, that a dollar from council goes a lot further in your hands than it ever would in councils. So vote for me, Rachel Bowen, to support community connectedness.
Hello, my name's Nelson Harper. So Palmerston North is where I built my business, it's where I found community, it's where I started a family. So I really love Palmerston North. So I am involved in the community in a lot of different ways. So currently I'm the chair of the New Zealand Institute for International Affairs in Palmerston North, where we help bring a lot of discussion to international relations and bring people into the city. I'm on the board of Just Zilch, so I see firsthand the hardships that people are going through and really want to bring my experience into helping create a supportive city. And I also run a business called Precycle New Zealand, been going for quite a few years, and we work in the circular economy and sustainability space. So I work with a lot of councils, a lot of large businesses, and help them find ways to reduce costs while being more sustainable and add value to waste materials. So some of that is some exciting projects like how to recycle the wind turbines being decommissioned later this year. I'm running for council because I think Palmy is one of the most innovative cities in New Zealand, and I want to keep it that way. We have a lot of scientists and innovation and startups, and I want to see those supported. I want Palmy to be a place that businesses can operate easily and love to operate, and grow the economy, bring jobs in. I want Palmy to be a place that really cares about the environment, and these are the things that I want to fight for if I get a seat around the council table. So I work a lot with a lot of different organisations, with the Economic Development Agency, with Manawatu Business Chamber, where I've also been involved in some governance, and really got a lot of connection into a lot of different areas. And so if I get onto council, I think I can really make sure that Palmy is an awesome place to live, that people are supported, that people love to be. So vote for Nelson Harper.
Thank you, young fella. Hello. In here somewhere is my speech, which seems to be what they say. To err is human. To really screw things up, you need a computer. My name's Adrian Phillips. I'm an independent candidate, proud resident of Ashurst in Palmerston North City. We shared a karakia earlier, and I'd like to share a little prayer of my own. And as a businessman, I go into meetings regularly, and meetings are a very powerful way of engaging with people. And before I go in, I share this prayer with myself. And it's used, or it used to be used, to open the Icelandic Parliament. It's a pagan prayer from the Viking era, and it sets the stage for the way to engage as a candidate or as a council member or a committee member. And it goes like this: I honour your gods. I drink at your well. I bring an undefended heart to our meeting place. I have no cherished outcomes. I shall not negotiate by withholding. I will not be subject to disappointment. That prayer sets the stage for engagement, and communities are what drives organisations. I believe a lot of the problems that the council faces can be resolved by working with communities and the people, and the solutions don't necessarily lie in council, but in the wisdom of the public. I've represented a number of organisations in the past. I've worked with the World Wide Fund for Nature, of which I'm a life member. I've worked within the New Zealand Motorcycle Association, where we represented the aspects of looking after the rights of motorcyclists, motorcycle safety. Life Underwriters Association, I was on the board. I've had a number of roles. Just in time, thank you. So for this standing for council, I'm here to serve as an independent candidate. Thank you. Take care.
Kia ora te whanau ko Lorna Johnson tuku ingoa. I'm Lorna Johnson. I'm standing for council because I believe it's really important that council has a strong advocate for community. I've been on council for 9 years now, and the last 6 I've been chair of the community committee, and I'm also the council appointee to Te Pū Harakeke. So why is it important to me? I think it goes back to when I myself was working for community organisations. So I've worked for 2 not-for-profit organisations in the city, Refugee Services, as it was then, and the Cancer Society. And it became clear to me that there were not enough voices on council advocating for community services and for people. There were lots of business people on council at the time, and the sort of mantra of the time was, oh, council is a business. I don't believe that. Council is about the people and serving the people of this city, and it should not be run as a business. So in my time on council, we've managed to achieve quite a lot in terms of community outcomes. Lew mentioned the age-friendly accreditation, which came in this year, which we're very proud of, but we're also an advanced welcoming community. And that's a programme that we've worked on for several years to become more welcoming to newcomers to Palmerston North. And we're one of only 3 cities in the whole of New Zealand that has that accreditation. We also have reference groups. Karen mentioned the disability reference group, but we have a seniors reference group and a Pacifica reference group. And they're groups of volunteers from the community who come together to talk about what's important to them, how council can do things in a better way. So those are the sorts of changes that have happened over the last few years on council. But at the same time, we're under pressure financially, as others have mentioned. And I've been very clear that cutting funding for community and cutting funding for libraries and reducing community services should not be the first go-to when the pressure's on. Gosh, 2 minutes goes very quickly. I had quite a lot more to say, but whatever. Vote Lorna Johnson and Zulfiqar 1 and 2, Labour. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kaydee Zabelin. I am a Green Party endorsed City Councillor, which basically means I've been through quite a lot of vetting. I am an all-in kind of person. I've been on council for nearly 3 years, and I've given that 150%, probably, I'd say. I do my homework, I ask a lot of questions, I make evidence-based decisions, and I read every single word that has come through the chamber. I like to play the game and not the person. My background has been in the treaty sector and in resource management litigation and in community administration, so it's been a bit all over the place, but I have also been a stay-at-home mum to my 2 children. I'm a keen gardener, but not a particularly successful one, just mostly enthusiastic. I am trying to give my kids a childhood more like what my nana had rather than what I had, which is a lot of time running around outside in bare feet. With very little screen time. Since 2022, I've been really proud to back the work of the community. We have worked to protect community funding. We've worked to cut red tape to make it easier for community organisations to just get on and do the work that they're doing. And I've tried to make council more accessible and slightly more interesting through my social media channel with my policy chats and debate cams. I've also worked really hard to establish and nurture relationships with our community groups and individuals in our communities, because I really like a chat, but if you have enough chats, you can learn a heck of a lot about what's going on in the ground and what people really care about and what they like about living here, as well as what concerns them about living here. It's really important to me that people feel that they can trust me with that information. Looking ahead, I'm just really focused on us having a strong foundation, because there's lots of shocks and disruptions coming, and if we have a strong base to work from, which we do, then we can better absorb and react to those shocks. I don't want us to be reactionary, especially to changes coming from the central government. We need to have a plan to roll with those punches, and that's what I'm focused on. So I'm here for you. I'm here to look after what we've got. Please vote Kaydee Zabelin and Brent Barrett, number 1 and 2.
In the very near future, Palmerston North will be a more vibrant, safer, smarter and more resilient city, and that will lead to the thriving city that I know we can become, and that is my vision for this future. My name is Richard Woolgar, and I'm a water infrastructure engineer. My day-to-day, although it doesn't look like it right now, is a high-vis and a hard hat. I fix, build and maintain our water infrastructure, predominantly our water treatment plants. And I believe that a path to our future starts with getting our foundational services right. That's safe water, reliable transport solutions, and our services that are not just built and improved on, and then delivered in a way that is affordable for families and people on fixed incomes. If we build our foundations well, we will create a platform for a more vibrant and successful city, and one where opportunities grow. And more importantly, as a dad to a cheeky 8-year-old son, we can pass on a better city than we have now, and not just broken pipes and broken dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your wonderful timeliness. They're very good cats to herd, aren't they? That's great. Okay, we have 3 mayoral candidates. Does anyone need a little stand up, shake around? But we are nearly done. Yep, that's it. Thank you for your enthusiasm. It's just 3 more to go. They have 2 minutes, so we're actually right on time, which is absolutely wonderful. Now, the mayoral candidates were asked one other question in the questions we sent out ahead, and that was, what is their long-term vision for the city? So that information for those that replied is also available again in that, download that QR code. All right, Orphée, I see you first. How about we pop you up first, and then...
Well, thank you very much. Kia ora koutou, good morning, bonjour. My name is Orphée Mickalad, and I'm standing for both council and mayor. And I grew up here. I came here as a former refugee from the Congo in 2006, so I've been living here in Palmerston North for almost 20 years. I went to Freiburg High School, and then I went on to study at Massey University, where I earned a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science, Social Policy, Development Studies, and also a master's degree in Politics and International Relations. And then found a job in Wellington, so I went to work in Parliament as a executive assistant, communication advisors, and also policy advisor at Parliament. And also went and worked for the Ministry of Education, where I strive to ensure that every child had the tools they needed to succeed. I've had also the privilege to serve you on the council over the last 4.5 years, and it remains a privilege and an honor for me to represent your priorities at the council table, and I look forward to your ongoing support. I'm running for mayor and council for a number of things, and number one, I'm running for mayor because I believe that Palmerston North is at a turning point, and we need a change of leadership, direction, and approach. Palmerston North is facing mounting pressures from house costs, infrastructure deficit, sweeping central government reforms, climate challenges, and also population growth. And I believe that more needs to be done in order to mitigate some of the challenges or address some of the challenges that Palmerston will be facing in the future. With the cost of living biting hard, Palmerston is increasingly becoming unaffordable for families, businesses, and residents on fixed income. And I believe that more needs to be done to ease the burden on ratepayers and protect the things that make our city so unique. Grounded in my Christian faith, lived experience, civic leadership, and a deep love for our city, I'm running or standing to offer practical, forward-thinking leadership or solutions that will deliver on Palmerston North's potential. And as your mayor, I'll stick to review council's priority spending. I'll stick to review council's spending priorities and deliver value for money. And I'll also seek to proactively lobby central government to get the best investment deals for Palmerston North. I've got more to say. There's so much you can say in 2 minutes, but I look forward to speaking to you. Grab my brochures where you get to know a little bit about myself, my experience, my values, and what I stand for. And I look forward to leading the city into the future. Thank you very much.
Tēnā koutou, Te Pū Harakeke, good morning, Community Collectives Group. My name is Riddick, and I am standing for Mayor and Council. Now, I understand that I don't look like your typical mayoral candidate, and I hope that I can change your mind on that I can be the right person to help lead this city. I'm not a career politician. I don't have backers from any party that I can afford 20-foot billboards and able to hand out flyers all around town. I just have hard work, a passion to help my city, and a community of good people that support me. Now, I get questioned, what do I bring to council or mayor with zero council experience? Now, I've been a leader in government agencies for over a decade. I am a facilitator and a motivator. I bring people together so that we can get the best out of what we have. I want to include everybody, from our oldest to our youngest, just like our little fella running around. This is why I am doing it, because I want a city that I can see my kids staying and growing up in. Now, the reason I'm standing is because I've seen that Palmy is going in a good direction, but needs to be better. Now, like the other candidates, we could be talking about numbers and policies and how we intend to change and make our numbers and our money worth. But we need to make sure that our money is getting bang for our buck. If I can live in my means, in my household, and support my family, I'll be doing the same with our city's money, our rate-paying money. So a vote for Caleb Riddick is a vote for common sense leadership, an ability to understand and view all situations unbiasedly and get the facts, have transparency in where our money is going, and the ability to lead with passion for the people. Thank you.
And our lucky last. Michael.
Kia ora koutou, ko Michael tōku ingoa. My name's Michael Morris. I'm standing for Mayor of Palmerston North. I'm a recent resident in Palmerston North. I came here 6 months ago because my partner, who is a recent immigrant, is studying nursing. She is contributing to the community, she is paying taxes, she's one of the future of this country, and yet she doesn't have representation. So that is one thing I want to redress, is that her and people like her will get representation on council. I also have a passion for the animals, for the environment, and for those who fall between the cracks. I'm openly standing as a vegan, and before everybody says, well, okay, yes, you're a nice guy, obviously intelligent, but vegan, no, that's too extreme, I don't want to eat lentils, or no, well, I like the environment as much as anyone else, but I don't want trees planted everywhere. Well, I could tell you, I'm determined, and if you are, say, a moderate who like environment a little bit and animals a little bit, you need to vote for people who are determined, because there are people who are also determined the other way. There are people here who see cities as cold, hard places of commerce, just for those who want to run round in cars, who will do nothing for community events, who will do nothing for the community libraries, swimming pools, who needs them, nice to haves. Okay, so if you want the policies you want, you vote for someone who is extreme and determined, because if you vote for a moderate, you'll get nothing.